Previously on Critically Stupid.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome back to another fantastic episode of the Critically Stupid podcast. You may find yourself asking yet again, what the hell happened last week? Don't worry, that's my job. I'm here to fill you in. Now, the dramatic cliffhanger from the week before was the big spontaneous explosion, so we spent most of last episode investigating the big explosion. Most of us spent the time investigating the explosion. I spent most of the time in the bar tending to our patrons like the good barkeep I am. Now, the findings that the rest of the group returned with were quite interesting. We have a few clues to go off of. A little boy found a seemingly magic necklace of sorts with missing stones. Anything missing from a magic necklace has got to be important, so I'm keeping a close eye on it. Fret not. We've heard rumors of a Nimberite. There are 3 of them in the city. We know that from the boat that Arnold went on. And they all went north towards the Temple of Gond. Temple of Gond. I knew that. So we made our way north to the Temple of Gond, where we were greeted quite rudely by a steel falcon that dive bombed us at approximately 85 fantasy miles per hour. So hopefully we'll be all right.
Was that you're everybody's mom now,
See?
and I assume that you're talking about me, but
Diana's gonna call you
Well,
mommy
it
the
sure as
entire
fuck
episode.
isn't me.
Honestly, I don't know how to say
Diana
this.
is not gonna be doing that.
I feel like it's really just Anthony. It's mostly Arnold. Gareth and Mel are have normal interactions with Thoroughly.
That's very true.
It's very straight.
Pretty
straight
sure
down the line.
Arnold's the only one to have called her mom, but
It's
someone else did
That's
at some
schoolboy
point,
accident.
but I don't remember why.
probably because it's funny.
Probably.
That's the reason we do most things.
Yeah,
It was
I don't do
Adam,
anything because it's funny because I'm not naturally funny. I just end up saying stupid stuff that happens to be funny.
I mean, I think that's what's funny.
That's the definition of natural.
Like I'm
Yeah,
not like I've
honestly-
never intentionally, well, not never, but like 9 times out of 10, I'm just like saying shit, and apparently it's funny, or like my delivery, because I'm super deadpan. Nobody actually knows if I'm kidding or not. I just lean into that now. Am I kidding about stealing from the Airbnb, or am I not kidding about stealing from the Airbnb?
Bestie, we are recording now, so I would urge caution, perhaps.
Totally kidding.
I think I have.
I was
For legal
kidding.
reasons, this is a joke.
Allegedly, she has stolen hundreds of blankets, and
Allegedly,
she
I
is
have
slowly
stolen
forming her own Airbnb that is
That's
just a
so
blanket.
funny because I
Which, by
had
the way,
that
good idea.
conversation with Bestie earlier that I was going to steal enough stuff from Airbnbs to make my own Airbnb without.
Oh, very cool. See?
Wait, but
honestly
Anthony, I
genius.
really like your idea, You
Blanket
should
fort.
make an Airbnb that is just like a blanket fort.
Yeah.
You
And
could
those
charge an
bees.
insane amount of money. I swear to God, there was somebody charging fucking like $150 a night for a tent. I not even joking. It was a goddamn tent. They were calling it glamping. I'm like, no, there's no toilet. Like that's not
That's
why
regular camping.
that
You're
is
just
regular
camping.
camping. Like they put like an air mattress in there, and I'm like, why would I spend like $150 a night for a fucking air mattress in a tent? I will bring my own.
Yeah, you could just spend $150 once on a tent that you can keep forever
Right.
and bring it wherever you want.
Right. I'm like a campsite is cheaper than that. Then there was somebody else who was like renting out their RV. Now it was like one of the spiffy RVs that rich
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
have, but still, it's a fucking RV. I'm not spending that for.
My
I'm not gonna
parents are
do
those
it.
people, by the way.
I'm just
Oh,
saying the people
wow.
who have those types
Hey,
of
they got money.
Airbnbs that are charging that much money, they deserve to be stolen from. I'm like the Robin Hood of Airbnbs.
Welcome to
I-
Critically
Give it
Stupid,
to yourself.
everybody. We love theft.
Yeah.
And hate the
Uh,
1%, apparently.
And we hate the 1%. Fuck the bourgeoisie.
Fuck all
Proletariat for
people.
life.
Until we are the 1%. when
Right,
this
yes. After the
becomes
show
world
gets picked
famous,
up
in which
exclusively on
in
YouTube.
which
then-
case
But here's
none
the
of this
thing, then we'll have
applies.
like come from nothing, which makes us better than other rich
Well,
people.
that's true.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to soon to be world famous podcast, Critically Stupid. I am, of course, your host and dungeon master, Alexander James. And my favorite part of last episode, bar none, was Garion leaning down to the mic and saying, "Are you shitting my dick?" in the last like 10 seconds of the episode, because he did it so seriously. I almost died at this table.
Here's the thing, the concerning part is that's not like a funny haha bit. That has genuinely entered my vocabulary as a question I ask people.
Mhm.
Maybe you gotta know.
I wasn't being funny, I was asking a question. Hello, my name is Garion, and I
Fucking
play
phenomenal.
Garath. And my favorite part of last episode was when Garath evaluated the situation and decided to tend to his customers in the bar.
You are, as you said, running a business.
Hey, I'm Katie. I play Cerulean, and my favorite part of last episode was Mel coming in clutch in her little bird's nest that Alex continually tried to get her out of.
Oh my god.
Yeah, screw you, Alex. We're keeping the bird nest.
Something terrible is going to happen to that thing. You're going to have, you know what? You're going to have fantasy termites.
You guys are messing with God. Oh no, a fantasy earthquake. Watch out.
There's
And
a
I'm
real
gonna
life
fantasy
plague.
fix it. Call me Bob
Why
the
are
Builder.
you trying to give me fantasy depression?
I don't
Is
have to
my
give you
real
what you
life
already
depression
have.
not like sufficient? Like you have to make me fantasy sad also?
I think the funny part of that is like we all saw the next part of the joke, but none of us could make it. We had to wait for you to follow up. Like we
It
can't.
was,
call
I
you
mean, it was
depressed.
coming. It would have been real shitty if one of you said it, and then I would have been extra real life sad. Is it my turn?
It is, yes.
My name is Diana. I play Mel. I am real life and fantasy sad. My favorite part was yes, my refusing to get down off the thing, but also and I remembered this when you were doing the recap, Bestie, but Gary made a joke about nimble right.
I came this close to cutting it out of the episode
No,
just
it's
because fuck you.
Perfect. It's perfect.
So good.
I laughed so much. I laughed again this time too. I was less fantasy and real life sad for just a minute because of that joke. So
It happened so quickly too. Like he had it so fast.
just locked and loaded, ready to go. I mean, it was good. That was my fantasy therapy. I'll send you my fantasy copay.
Garion Neuse, fantasy therapist.
Oh my god. So I'm Anthony. I play Arnold, and my favorite part of last week was also Garath continuously working through the bar. That was my favorite part. Seconded by Arnold beatboxing with a very depressed, very traumatized child. That was
Next to the smoking remains of like the street that had just been exploded, you're like,
yeah.
Also,
It was,
Gareth wouldn't give anybody water for free,
It was so
even
funny.
though everything just exploded. Like,
I-
forget smoke inhalation. Give me some money.
I believe I had a very clear rule about free water after a purchase.
yeah, we are going to open on the courtyard in front of the House of Inspired Hand, otherwise known as the Temple of Gond. You are hearing this hissing sound, almost like a beehive, as the steampunk falcon comes hurtling towards you. Really quick, I would like to roll initiative just so that I can have an idea of like how we're gonna handle this briefly. What'd you get, Katie?
4.
How many fucking dice in here? There we go.
At
Somebody
least
else
it's
go.
on initiative
I got
and not
18.
an attack.
I got a 21.
Ooh.
Gareth got an 11.
Mwah, mwah.
I've got an 11. All right, so we're gonna go Diana, then we're gonna go Arnold, then we're gonna go Birdman, or whatever it is,
Who knows?
and then we're gonna go Gareth.
I thought we agreed it was Anthony Mackie.
It is in fact Anthony Mackie. Anthony, thanks for watching, pal. We appreciate you being here.
Everybody
in the VIP
tag Anthony Mackie in this episode.
He and Tom Hardy are in the VIP section of the Critically Stupid Enjoyers.
For audio,
Also-
for audio listeners, we actually have Anthony Mackie here on the podcast.
Yeah,
Hey,
you
yo,
just
it's me,
can't hear
Anthony
him.
Mackie.
On the Padcast?
Shut the fuck up! I tried.
Title of my autobiography.
yeah.
Okay, Bestie, you see this bird coming hurtling towards you. Being the ranger, the first thing that you think of is like it's not a natural bird, or also kill it, I guess. But you're immediately like the way that it's moving is too desynchronous and jerky for like a normal bird. So like something's up right away.
Also,
large
it's
is this
made of
bird?
metal.
That was the biggest hint, actually, but followed by like the movements. But first, it was like all the cogs gave it away. All the stupid little cogs.
How big is it?
Oh yeah, how big is this little like?
Bessie, it's bird sized. It's a 1-to-1 scale model.
Oh, so it's just like the size of like a hawk.
Yeah, he didn't launch an airplane at you.
Well, I didn't know. Maybe
Yes,
he
you-
did. I don't.
Maybe fantasy airplanes are small.
Maybe it's a fantasy magic bird that when he launches it, it gets even bigger.
That's just a magic bird.
I said what I said.
A magic fantasy bird as opposed to a regular fantasy bird. Damn it.
A regular magic bird, you mean?
Bessie, what are we
Those
doing?
What the fuck? Like, is it coming like right at? Can I just dodge the motherfucker?
Sure.
Do I need
If
to,
you just
like,
want to,
roll
like
or do-
it is gonna move. It is gonna move on its turn, which is later. But you can prep an action, which is to just get out
Can
of
I-
the way.
Okay. Because I also feel like I need. I don't know if I.
Just hold your action.
Is it
Just hold
coming right at? Like,
It is coming. It is barreling towards all of you as a group.
How far out?
yeah.
It is currently 40-ish feet away.
All right, realistically, it can only hit one of us.
Well, that's kind of. I like that's shitty.
Yeah,
But that's
see, I
kinda
feel
what
like you
was
shouldn't have
thinking.
said that. Because this isn't realistic. It's, fantasy.
Fantastically,
An excellent point from Cerulean, low key.
fantastically speaking,
But
that
then,
bird can only hit one of us.
All I'm saying is it could like tuck a wing and fling
and
a
some
wing
dude
and then,
like launched it
metal
at us.
feathers.
So I can't-
Sorry.
now I feel like I have to shoot it. Can I like just get ready to like maybe shoot the fucking
Yes,
thing? Like
Absolutely.
okay, just
Alright.
in case I gotta shoot the fucking thing. Why am I always killing birds in this podcast? I don't
What?
hate birds. Like real Diana does not hate birds. I
Ornophobe.
promise.
Have you
not.
killed a bird on this podcast
You've
before?
killed a bird
Yeah.
man.
I killed
That was like her
several
first and
shit.
most
bird
notable
men. I
murder.
killed several bird men. Like I just
Yeah,
Is it
you
Kenku?
are a murdering person. Yes, it was a Kenku. Very good. Okay,
Murderer.
Dianna, the ranger knocks an arrow and sets a stance. Arnold.
Can I just take out my crossbow and just shoot at it?
Absolutely, you can. Give me
I'm just
Are
gonna
you
try
in
it.
range?
Yeah, he's in range. Roll it, bad boy.
All right, you got it. Let's see. I got a 10.
Okay. Your crossbow bolt just misses. Airball.
Airbow.
That's what I was aiming for. Didn't want to hit that bird. He could be my friend.
God. Katie, you and I are gonna have problems tonight.
Hey, can you guys hear the fire alarm going off in my house?
Only when you speak.
Okay, I think you're good.
All right. This bird comes screaming towards you guys, and even for a creature of ticking gears and cogs, this thing is moving, and it flies directly towards
I'm
Arnold.
gonna die
Arnold.
again.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
Okay.
Dexterity for a bar?
Saving throw. Yes, those are the words that I said.
No, I know.
Sorry,
I'm
I
just
didn't
thinking.
kill it.
Guys,
I
I'm gonna
could've.
die again. Here it goes.
Good.
I'm also like low key upset I didn't make the pun birder.
I did. I said
Oh, did
birderer,
you?
and
Oh,
no
I
one,
didn't hear-
everyone just
oh,
moved
fuck,
on.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear that at all.
I'm gonna die. I only got a 6.
Okay. Yeah. So
Nice.
this hawk,
It's been a week, guys.
this hawk slams into you at the hip, and like checks you, and it almost feels like a sledgehammer, like hits your hip, and you spin like a top, taking 2 points of damage.
Only? Damn.
Everything you do is a performance, so you immediately
I go-
change into a pirouette.
Yeah,
I imagine
I
you just
bow
like
as
keep
I
spinning like a
land.
like
Yeah.
a ballet dancer.
Yeah.
Bessie, give me that attack.
I'm still bad at doing math. My 22? What?
Fuck me. All right, cool. Give me some damage.
Oh, fuck me.
All right, is it the D8? Is it the 2 pyramids butt to butt?
You and I discussed this earlier when you told me that I was stupid. Do you recall this, Bestie?
I stupid. Is that like an iPhone?
Hey, Bessie, if you could not air our Twitter DMs here on this public forum, that would be pretty great, actually, low key.
Oh,
Is being
You called her
stupid like when you're
stupid?
stupid on the internet?
No, it was EYE stupid. And then I called her regular stupid in the message after that, so I'm just a banner day for me. Bessie, what'd you get?
It's true.
you?
You called me a beautiful simpleton, but I appreciate that you called me beautiful, so I'm gonna let it slide. Making fun of my actual cognitive impairment.
I'm
Okay,
such a
rolling.
good DM, it's
I'm
great.
rolling. So good. Okay, so and then
Forget the friendship.
plus 3 piercing, we'll make that an 8.
Okay, Arnold, you are spun like a top, and you hear the sound of breaking metal.
You're welcome.
Cerulean and Garath actually being sort of like bystanders to this scene, you see happening very, very quickly. This bird hits Arnold, and pieces of it break off. You see like bits of it, like the collision knocked it loose. And then it ungainly attempts to like get its flight back, and then an arrow slams into it, and with an explosion of like springs and gears, it just explodes into like a cloud of loose metal parts.
I did half of the work with my body. I'm just saying
You did.
I loosened the
I'm-
pickle jar with my face.
You
That's
did.
what
You
happened.
did with your obviously rock hard hip.
Yeah, there you go. You're all very welcome. It was my best performance yet. So
There are bits of metal lying sort of all over the haphazardly manicured grass in this. Oh no, it's a courtyard. Fucking idiot. There are bits of metal lying
And
all
I'm
over
the simpleton.
There are pieces of metal lying everywhere, all over this courtyard, strewn amongst the cobbles that are interspersed with patches of grass. And Arnold, you can hear a discordant ticking that sounds slightly familiar.
ooh, okay. So I hear they take. Is it discordant? Okay. So I look at them and I say, "Do you guys hear that? There's another bomb man. I think it's a bomb man. One of these guys." And like I kind of like make I cast what do you call it? Minor illusion. I just kind of make like a little toy version of it in my hand. Like,
That's
I think it's one-
adorable. Big fan.
I think it's one of these guys.
It does like a marionette dance from like the Nutcracker and just like high knees a little bit on your palm.
Nice.
No, there are no. Actually, as you look to the rooftop, the figure that threw this falcon at you has disappeared.
Motherfucker.
Ooh.
But the ticking seems to be coming from the pieces of loose metal lying around the courtyard.
I don't suppose Garath noticed where the figure went. Was Garath paying attention to the roof?
Garath, give me a retconned perception check. Let's see if you were paying attention.
I would have said something earlier, but it was not my turn in the initiative. So
I appreciate your restraint. That's not even a joke.
I got a
I don't know how to do that.
9 plus a 3. I got a 12.
It disappeared. It went back onto the roof somewhere.
Okay.
I'd like to investigate the mysterious ticking noise.
Is that a
then
fucking?
I'm hoping
Sorry.
that I hear just very quietly, Snape, Snape,
Severus Snape.
I can't believe we're making a Harry Potter puppet theater reference.
Fuck J.K. Rowling. Here's
Damn.
what you see. Let me get Cerulean, give me an investigation check, please.
Probably don't see a whole lot.
Bees.
Bees. It's always bees.
I see bees because I got a 9.
All right. There is a piece of this falcon was made of like what appears to be scrap metal. None of it's cut very well. None of it's soldered very well. You're not a mechanic, obviously. As you're picking your way through these pieces, you see a central piece about the size of like an avocado that is still moving. And it's made of several very intricate looking springs and levers and tiny cogs that are still moving around their fine teeth.
Little robot heart.
Like a heart?
Little robo heart.
It's some sort of like hub or center. You can't quite tell because you didn't roll that high on your investigation check.
Hey, y'all, I think I found where the ticking is coming from. Can somebody else come take a look at this? Because I have no idea what I'm looking at.
I'm gonna come investigate. I also want to investigate the ticking sound because I thought it was a robot explosion situation, and it is not. I was very wrong, and I was like, I want to be right about this.
Arnold, what I will tell you is that it sounds almost exactly. You have a very keen ear for sound and music and patterns in that vein. This does sound exactly like that creature of cog and bone that you saw on the teleporter back in Sylvie's den. If you remember when it came through the teleporter first time, Arnold, you noticed that it was ticking discordantly. Pieces of it were moving desynchronized from each other. This has that same level of workmanship, first of all, but also pieces of this thing. Like there's a cog at the northern end that's ticking very fast and spinning in a very quickly ticking circle. But then on one other side, it's moving much slower and sort of like.
I don't suppose there's like a signature or watermark on any of the pieces from like someone who made it.
You know what's crazy? Actually, there is this thing was made. No.
What would the building that the guy fucking threw this falcon at us from, was that the only building or?
Yes. So the House of Inspired Hands is a large, not necessarily, it's almost a complex. There's like a large central house that looks very temple-esque. There are pillars in front of like a pair of very imposing stone doors. There are some smaller outbuildings on like the outer ring of this courtyard. But the only place that this figure could have retreated is this central house.
It's like Mecha Ridley at the end of Metroid Zero mission. Am I right?
Boy, that's a niche reference.
It's a what? It's a what reference?
Nobody has silence, right? No. I'm gonna
I
put the
could yell
heart
really
in my
loud
bag.
over it.
Can we keep it?
Yeah, I'm gonna pick
a little
up
necklace.
the mechanical heart and stick it in my pack. I'm gonna
Good.
take off my cloak and I'm gonna wrap it as tightly as humanly possible to try to muffle that noise. So hopefully, unless you're right beside me, you don't hear it.
Yeah, I mean, standing immediately beside Cerulean, you all can hear it sort of like muffled in her bag, but you would have to be standing very quietly immediately next to Cerulean to hear it. So like casual conversation would mask that sound.
Oh, okay.
Um,
You said we were outside the gate?
You are in the courtyard of about 30 feet away from the doors, which are currently closed.
Windows?
Can I look for another entrance in besides the front door?
Yeah, there is, like I said, there are a couple of outbuildings on the outside that are ringing this courtyard. Cerulean, there are windows, actually long, sort of tall pillar-esque windows. Some of them seem to be made out of like a strange sort of glass that you can't quite make out. Garath, there is what appears to be an open door, sort of like back right of this courtyard, clearly like a side entrance, and you can faintly see like little flashes coming from the inside of it.
I'm gonna try to make my way into this building as stealthily as possible. I don't suppose I want to go into the same room the side door leads into, but ideally, if possible, I don't want to go through the door. Is there a window I can jimmy?
You said these are more like stained glass windows, right?
Yeah, they're not exactly like
Jimmyable.
hinged. They're
Yeah.
big, or this is a temple. Garath, there are no. I'll tell you what, there is a small side window by this door, pretty close. Approaching it, it almost looks like a simple sort of like it has an axle in the middle of it and it swings open, and you feel like you could sort of squiggle inside.
Cool. Can I take a peek to
We
make
could
sure
like
no
look
one's watching me
inside
do
it
that?
for.
Yeah, there's a couple of boxes and barrels around, so you stand on one of them, you peek your head in, and you are looking at what appears to be a active workshop. Boxes, barrels. There are things hanging from the ceiling. There's silhouettes in the muffled shadow you can't quite make out because they don't seem to make sense looking at them immediately. Your brain can't quite, like, I don't know how those pieces fit together like that. But there are people here. They are wearing deep indigo robes, sort of like pushed up at the sleeves, sort of like mine are, cut with like gold ribbon across the sleeves, talking to each other, muttering, sort of like good-spiritedly, moving to and fro. You know, this guy gets a box that's on the wall. There's a line of sinks along one wall with big taps sort of filling them up with bubbly water. And there are people there sort of like scrubbing and washing things.
Can I just say, like, I want to look, just kind of like sneakily look and get an idea if, like, I think these people are all very familiar with one another, or if they're all just kind of workers who are just there, like, if they're, you know.
All right.
Yeah.
Are they just like general workers that look similar but don't know one another, or are they?
Is this like fantasy Santa's workshop?
So Arnold, the unsatisfactory answer to that is it's a little bit of both.
Okay, cool.
There are some who, particularly washing at the sink, are sort of like just doing what they do. However, the people moving in and out of the room grabbing things are talking very jovially, and you hear one say like, "Hey, Kazim, don't forget, you know, we need that welding gun," or whatever. Like they're calling to each other by name, and there's people are joking and laughing and generally having. There's one guy who's like cranky and is like, he throws a box and somebody's like, "Hey, this guy."
These are the 7 dwarves. I love this.
Several of them are dwarves, and they have beards with very intricate like braids and like baubles woven into them. And actually, you see one of them who has like a paper rolled cigarette in his mouth, clutched like into the corner of his teeth, and there is a cloud of green like smoke hanging over like around his face that doesn't dissipate with normal gravity.
Can
mind, you're
Cerulean
thinking,
see
aren't
these
we?
people?
I think there's room at this window for 2 heads, and right now Gareth and Arnold are Scooby-Dooing it pretty thoroughly.
I do
Fuck, can we
have
just
an
go
idea.
in, like, for
I
fuck's
have
sake?
disguise self. I can make myself
Oh.
look like them.
Yeah,
Somebody-
also-
will somebody
so does
just
Arnold,
go
I'm
in?
pretty sure.
Yeah, me too. That's why I was thinking.
Also, I had an idea of I could just
But-
pretend to be homeless because I could definitely pass, and like it's a temple.
I'm going to scooch over in between Gareth and Arnold, since we actually haven't done this part yet. And I'm just gonna pop my head in and be like, I can do that. And so I wave a hand and I take on a human. There are women in there, right?
Yes.
I take on a human woman, brown hair, brown eyes, tan skin. and then whatever robes, the navy robes they're wearing.
Okay, Arnold.
I'm gonna make myself a foot shorter. I have the biggest beard ever. It's all orange, like just orange top to bottom.
Hell yeah.
I'm just
Orange
like
all the way
carefaced.
down.
Yeah, all the way. Oh yeah. So and I walk in and I'm just like, and so I want to go in and just be like, this is my first day on the job. I've never been here before. Oh man, what do I do here? This is interesting.
Oh, he just barreled in there. Okay.
Yeah, Gareth still needs time to prepare his hobo outfit.
Oh,
Mel
can I
thinks
say-
this
can
is
I re-
all fucking ridiculous. It's a temple, and I just took out their little bird thing that we have the heart of, like
Notably not
how
the
many-
guy who threw it at us.
no,
though.
but
He is-
like he threw and ran. Like how violent are temples typically? They're not.
they're not throwing steel falcons at us violent, typically.
I have a question. Did Cerulean catch a glimpse of the figure, or did
Yeah,
did
I
Mel?
think all of you caught a glimpse of, because like he threw it, so you all heard like the origin of this sound, so you all saw this like Slender Man looking creature standing at the top of this rooftop.
Is it the same creature?
Tough to say from that distance, honestly.
Do we even know that this creature has anything to do with this temple, or did he just fucking see us standing there and was like, maybe I'll try to take him out? Like maybe he's not even affiliated with the fucking temple other than he was chilling.
Arnold's walking in as a dwarf with neon orange hair and blue robes.
That's
Cerulean is walking in as a human woman with brown hair, brown eyes, and blue robes. Mel is walking in as Mel. Gareth.
I want to come in like a bit staggered so it doesn't look like I'm a part of the group, you know? Because it wouldn't make
Coward.
All right.
Well,
Yeah, I just
I've
got a
already
fucking metal
followed-
bird thrown at me, and I'm not exactly the courageous lion of the group. I take my knife and I just start like cutting holes in various articles of clothing, messing up my hair, putting dirt on my face and shit.
Okay, yeah, there's like a dirt pile next to the door, and you reach in there and you're like, ksh, ksh, ksh. You
Outstanding.
give yourself the old dirt once over. Arnold and Cerulean, you are the first ones through the door. Mel just behind, and then Gareth, you're still in the courtyard. You'll come in a second. You walk through this door. The room is small, like I described, maybe like 15 feet by 15 feet, mostly storage and whatever this washing station is, you assume. And you make it almost to the doorway of wherever these blue robed figures are coming from before somebody notices you. And it is a tall, rather gaunt looking human, maybe like mid 40s, who almost walks into you, Arnold, actually, because you're just right on that door. And he stops short. He goes, oh, my goodness, I'm so sorry. I didn't see you there, brother. Hello. I don't recognize you.
So Arnold just looks at him. He's just like trying to do this silly voice to like disguise himself so no one knows who he is. And he's just like, oh, well, you know, it's my first day here. I was told to just come in by this person over here. I don't know where to go. I'm willing to work. I'm here for the money. And so what I do every day.
Cerulean just goes.
Really curious to do.
Arnold
She
does his
just
best
claps a
Morty
hand over his
impression.
mouth and she goes, "Or transfers."
Transfers, yes. From where?
From a location south of
The
here.
Temple of Feet.
Yeah, it's called. Hold on. We're from the House of the Inspired Feet.
Jesus. All right. He chortles. This is a bit from Simeon, isn't it? Oh, Simeon, he always makes the most delectable jokes. Come on now, you can tell me you're into it. Simeon! Oh, yes, of course, transfers, yes. You'll want to speak with Charlie, of course. Right this way. Madam, person? Can I help? Are you with them? Are you also a transfer?
He's our protection.
That makes sense. Yes, I was immediately affrighted of you. So, right this way, please.
Appropriate response.
So, this person leads you through the doorway, which opens up into a grand hall. Clearly, whatever was on the other side of these main stone doors. The pillars of windows are actually stained glass, but they are mixed with bits of soldered machinery, which bisects the light and sends it sort of sprawling in unnatural shadows across this sort of like large, expansive space. And he starts walking you down the hall. Garath, do you walk in immediately behind them? Do you wait a couple of seconds?
No, yeah, I staggered a little bit.
Okay, so you stagger in. It's a little bit longer before somebody notices you, and it's one of the washers standing at those sinks. And he goes like, "All right, governor, what's with you then? I tell you what, you don't look too glass."
Gareth deliberately puts on a voice that is not his own, so I'm not skimping out on the character accent here.
Okay. You are going to have to put on a voice, though.
Yeah, maybe let me start talking then.
I'm going to fucking murder you. Please carry on with this very collaborative storytelling adventure that we're all doing together.
So Gareth like kind of goes up to the person quiet, almost like he's embarrassed. He's this is a temple, right?
Yeah, of course, governor. Yeah.
Would it be too much to ask just to stay the night? It doesn't, just on the floor in a corner is okay, just out of the weather.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, come with me. I'll grease you something up right now. And he takes you into a separate area.
Fuck.
Because
Charlie isn't the one that's going to set him up.
no, it's fine.
Don't worry, I'll give him the slip.
So he takes you into, so there's another door cut into this room that opens, and it opens into like almost like a dormitory style room that faces a really nice, actually kind of like lovely manicured green space. It's got lots of like windows, regular windows, and stacked bunk beds, sort of like too high all the way down. And he says, "Here it is, governor. Like this is the House of Inspired Hands dormitory. I'm sure you might be new to Waterdeep, so welcome. But anybody can stay here if they're of good spirit. Pack a bunk, stay as long as you like. We serve a family meal every day in the morning and the evening, and obviously your time is your own. You can come and go as you please."
Thank you so much. I need to just use the bathroom really quickly, and I'll make myself right at home. I can't thank you enough. Thank you. And I don't suppose I kept track of where the gang went, or
I think you probably heard this interaction between Arnold and Cerulean. You heard them go left, and then this guy took you straight. So like it would be fairly easy for you to backtrack and.
Could I, stealthily trail them so that I'm listening, but not, walking into them like, "Hey guys, it's me."
Let's do this. He says, "Oh, sure, mate. Yeah, absolutely. The bathroom's actually through the Great Hall. Just swing around to the right, down the big hall, and you'll see it right there."
Thank you so much.
Okay, so Garath, you turn through this room, you go through the doorway that Cerulean, Arnold, and Mel already have gone through. So you are all now in the Great Hall.
I'm stealthy, obviously.
The Great Hall of Inspired Hands is full of people teeming around. So this hall is supported by columns. The columns are made of like rusted, salvaged metal and gears, sort of like stacked atop each other. But punctured through this hall are sort of like displays, or like almost what you would consider like garage bays of like things being worked on. Closest to you on the right is a wooden, it almost looks like a carriage frame, but there are a pair of dwarves and a halfling woman busily strapping canvas wings onto it, and the halfling woman is sitting on top of it, fiddling with diodes as the dwarves are pushing up and down on this wings. It almost looks like a Da Vinci-esque sort of like rudimentary flying machine.
Fantasy, right, brothers?
Fuck yeah, dude. There is in another bay, there's like a grandfather clock. Nobody's working on it, but it chimes the top of the hour. But instead of like a pendulum, there's like a series of like golden bubbles that are being gently swayed to and fro by like a set of silver spider webs. Gareth, you walk past a bay that looks like it's got a smaller thing that almost looks like an iron lobster, about the size of like a small wagon, with like,
Sorry, is it the same kind of metal creature like the metal falcon, or is it more like a sculpture?
it's more like the metal falcon in terms of its functionality. Like clearly whatever this thing is, it was intended to do something.
Okay.
It's got like two pincers and then like a bubble of black glass at the top. All of this to say, like, you are walking through a very intentional workshop full of people in these blue robes with gold ribbons that are like working on things. Some of whom are also smoking that green smoky whatever it is. That's sweet ganja. Yes, thank you. I was looking for the word. I didn't have it. However, the person leading Cerulean and Arnold notices a figure and says, "Oh, Charlie, yes, right here, please. We've got some transfers." You see a towering 6.5-foot bronze dragonborn pull away from a crowd. Bessie, a dragonborn is a humanoid dragon. Think like a dragon passed down through several generations of human. So they have like humanoid features, but like with scales, and they've
Don't
got
ask
like
how that worked. Don't do it.
yeah.
That's exactly what that face
I know.
was.
And also
We don't
the
need to
soul
go
is
into the
property of
boning.
Akatosh.
The boning can stay in the mystery. But they are humanoid people with like dragon features. So this is a bronze dragon, which means they have like bright coppery skin and a pretty pleasant smile on their face, actually, as they saunter over. They are wearing blue robes with no ribbons, sort of open at the chest. And you can actually see as they walk up, there is a brand burned into the scales at the base of their neck of a four-toothed cog.
Toothed cog?
A four-toothed cog. Turbo, dude. Like, it's so great to meet transfers. What's up? I didn't realize that we had any other temples in the city, but what's up? My name's Charlie. I'm here working it with the Black Thumbs. We're just greasing it all day. What can I do for you guys? Are you here to scrap with us?
So, actually,
Yeah,
We're
we're just
not.
here to scrap all day. So what we do, we scrap. We scrap for the best. We're the best scrappers in town. We're the best scrappers from the west, best scrappers from the east, best scrappers.
Turbo, that's so good, man. We need scrappers hardcore. Like, all my Black Thumbs are great at fucking greasing it, but they can't scrap for shit.
So he's a scrapper. I'm not. He's the scrapper. I'm the brains.
Oh, you're the zoomer. I get it. Yeah. Just like me, you're putting stuff together and you're not taking it apart. I'm with it. Word.
Yeah.
My name's Charlie. I'm the head priest of the House of Inspired Hands. Fucking welcome. Great to have you.
So, like, Charlie, over at the House of Inspired Feet.
Right. So, like, we can just disperse with that because, like, we all know that's horse shit, right? Like,
Right.
come on.
Exactly.
This is one of Simeon's bits.
Well, I can't admit
Sure,
to one way.
Simeon. I get it.
I'm like, Charlie,
snitches
zoomers.
get-
You know what they're like, man. Oh, it's crazy. They're like,
Glass, bro. Glass. I get it, man. It's
every
chill.
time.
So,
I imagine Mel
Actually-
wants to like throw herself off the building at this point.
I will say I'm a big fan of their own little local slang.
so
Mel's also low-key thinking about taking Arnold with her, though.
Listen,
I was gonna say, no, Cerulean's good because she's not just blabbing at the mouth about like actual
Rapping.
bullshit.
it worked. I got in with this guy. We're already being friends. Like,
Oh, I'm so sorry. Charlie is non-binary, so they, them, please and thank you. Okay, so
I look at Charlie and I say, "What's up, Charlie? He's here for Scrapper, and I am a Zoomer, but like that's not why I'm here. you know.
Oh, word.
Um,
What are you doing here? What can I do for you?
So you see what had happened was, we had this like group of people that we were chilling with, and we like got blown up crazy in transit to here.
Whoa.
Nuts, right? We got blown up. And so then one of my other friends that like I don't know where he went. He's not with us tonight.
He's dead?
No.
My God, bro, that's so terrible. I'm sorry.
R.I.P.
No, he's not like not with us. He's just like not with us.
Oh, like not in this geographic location. I got it.
Right.
Glass.
So, but like somebody put one of these amazing creations. What do we call them again?
What do you mean? What are you talking about specifically?
All of the there was this bird that attacked my friend. And it looked like it came from here. So I'm like,
Well, I mean, now hang on a second. Everybody knows the House of Inspired Hands. We make tools, not weapons. Weapons are all just like things that people do with tools. Like a tool is a tool is a tool is a tool. Right. As a tinker, you know that, right? You're building. Zoomers take it apart. Tinkers put it together. Right. That's the way it is. So we don't make weapons, right? We don't make things that hurt people. We just make tools.
Right. So that's why I was confused, because like I know that, like I know we just make tools, right? So why?
So like tell me about this bird a little bit. Like where did this happen?
Outside. On
I'm sorry.
our way.
Outside here?
Yeah. See, that's the crazy part. Because like I know you guys are just like the coolest tinkers and you would never do that. So when this falcon came at us, okay, I'll be real with you. I have the heart. I have the heart of the machine, the heart.
Let me see it. Give it to me.
Holly.
So Charlie holds out their hands, and you place the heart in it. And as soon as they see the heart, Arnold and Cerulean, give me insight checks, please. Actually, Mel, you too, because you're right there. Arnold got a 19. Bestie?
12.
12.
All
Mel was
Bs.
not paying attention.
I got a
No,
24.
she's thinking of ways to
Whoa.
die.
I got a 19.
Listen.
I got a natural 19, and I was
Mel, sometimes people like to enjoy themselves. That's probably a foreign concept to you.
All
right. Cerulean, as soon as you produce this heart, Charlie knows exactly what it is. You can see it stamped clear across their features, either because you are paying attention or Charlie's not a very good liar. Maybe a combination of both. But they hold it up to the light and sort of like inspect it, but it's a cursory inspection. It takes maybe 15 seconds before they're like, under their breath, you hear them whisper, "God damn it, Nim." Nim.
Ooh, like short for nimble, right?
Nimble, right?
Or Eminem. Slim
could
Shady.
also,
is
or
the
the
best.
childhood classic Secrets of Nim. I'm excited to figure out which one of these three it is on the fly. Garath, walking behind this group, probably like 20 or so feet. I imagine you're doing that thing where you're like moving your head around, like you're looking for the bathroom, but you're like clearly keeping tabs on this group.
Yeah.
You are much closer to the actual groups working these bays, for again lack of a better term. You see all of these things in much closer detail, the wooden flying machine. You actually pass a bay bustling with people. There's probably 10 or 15 of them working around something, and you catch a glimpse of it, and it's a bionic arm on two pairs of like hooks, but instead of a hand, there's like a splintered crooked wand that they're working on. And there is a pair of goggle-strapped acolytes of this thing that are like bent over it, and they are huffing hard on this green stuff that's coming. Like they are clouded in it. But you're working your way closer to this your party as they're talking to Charlie, and you hear this exchange, and you see Cerulean reach into her bag to present something to this priest. when you hear or you feel a hand on your elbow and a voice in your ear say, "Come with me." And you turn, and there is a
Was Mel
human-
standing there in a
there is Batman standing at your elbow.
100%.
No,
Come with me.
Batman.
I'm sorry.
It is
Go ahead.
That just
you
means
see-
we've hit a Marvel DC crossover now.
You see a dwarf, one of these dwarves in the blue robe with the gold ribbons, looking at you with dead serious eyes. And unless you resist, they are going to attempt to pull you into a solo corner of this temple, like a little bit away. It's a great hall, so there's not exactly like solo corners, but they're going to try and pull you away just to like talk to you privately.
Would any of us notice that?
I don't think any of you are paying attention to Garath at this point.
I'm very
Mel, actually, Mel, give me a perception check. Mel might. Cerulean and Arnold, no chance.
Did any of them see me after I put on my hobo disguise?
I don't think so is the problem. But because of
You
Mel's
say
rain,
disguise like it's not just you with fucking dirt on your face. Like, listen, Clark Kent, I can tell.
You know who couldn't tell? All of Metropolis.
Because they're fucking dumb.
Bestie, hit me with it.
Average IQ of
I
40.
hope you biff this roll so bad.
Why would you wish that on me?
Because then you could eat your words.
Well, fuck
No
you,
one
I got
noticed you.
that.
They're so dumb.
fuck you, I
rolled a
got an
4.
18. So
Well, good for you.
All right.
There's been so much of that this episode.
you started it.
Yeah, I did.
You hear something out of the corner of your ear. Yeah,
My
I'll
ear?
leave that in there.
Sure.
Yeah, you hear something out of the corner of your ear.
Which
That's-
corner, bestie?
It's
Maybe-
the bottom right. All right,
maybe
it's the
DM
bottom
is the title.
right.
The corner of your ear.
Maybe DM's just a title.
No, I said maybe the DM gets a title, like
Oh.
of the episode.
All right. You think you hear Garath, but when you turn, he's gone. There is no Garath. There
Just
never was a
homeless
Garath.
man
Just a hobo
that I don't recognize.
with a mustache for a mouth. All right, Garath. This person pulls you into a like next to a pillar, sort of.
Yeah, I am
between
going to
two-
let him pull me, by the way.
Okay, next to two bays. You still have eye contact with the group ahead of you talking to Charlie, but it's like through one of these bustling bays, so you're
Okay.
sort of like broken by a crowd.
But actually, before I allow him to pull me, can I do an insight check to see if there's any malicious intent behind him?
Oh,
just
absolutely!
grabbing me?
Hell yeah, give it to me.
Oof. I love my amazing intelligence modifiers. 10.
Not that you can perceive. No,
All right. Well, Gareth.
he's not holding a dagger to you or anything.
You're gonna
that
be
I can
real
see.
grateful
I have
can
like
tell
6
it's
daggers
you.
that he can't.
Is that your dagger? Or are you just happy to see me?
Ayo.
Anyway,
It's a dagger.
It's both.
All right, Gareth. This guy pulls you behind a pillar, and presses something into your hand that crushes like parchment, like paper.
okay.
And he looks over his shoulder before whispering, "The most valuable witness. The most valuable witness to the explosion they didn't talk to. It wasn't one of the bystanders. It was one of the people loaded into the dead cart."
Okay. Probably because they were dead.
He whispers, "If you need it, Ramalia Haventry says hello."
Hold on. Can you repeat that?
Yes, it is Ramalia Haventry says
Ramalia
hello.
Okay.
And then this person turns and disappears into the crowd.
Can I do like a knowledge check? Do I know who the fuck that is?
Like a history?
Yeah, give me a history check, Garath. I'll tell you that's a tough call.
Okay. When will I need this information?
The game has been started. The clock is running down. You're gonna have to act quickly because your enemies already are.
Okay, that's super vague and unhelpful, Saul.
You gotta go to the city morgue tonight, you fucking moron.
Thank you. Okay, yes, I will be there.
You're gonna get rid of the bodies soon. They're gonna burn them in the infirmaries. in the fucking stories. Listen, I get carried away with the voices sometimes. Oh God, what did he say? You're gonna get rid of the bodies tonight.
They're gonna get rid of the bodies tonight. Is that what he said?
Yes, I'm
How
sorry
much
if I'm
of this
speaking
did
too
I hear
lowly.
out of the right corner of my
You
ear?
best you didn't catch any of this. This guy's register is
Jeez.
on another level. Yeah, he's breaking rocks with his voice. You know what I mean?
Okay. Okay, I'll be there. If I need to contact you, will I be able?
The name is Terrell O'Larson. I'm with the Harpers.
Dwell Larson.
Terrell O'Larson.
O'Larson.
Terrell
Very
O'Larson.
good, Katie.
And with the who?
Harper's.
The Harpers.
Is that a gang? Do I know about the Harpers?
Now I'll take that history check.
Bang. Oh God, this modifier is so good. I can roll a maximum of 19.
And by bang, you don't mean
12.
the energy drink that should sponsor us.
Bang, if you're listening, we would love that sweet, sweet Monster energy. I'll go a Bang energy drink. Fuck.
You fucked it already.
Shit. Monster, if you're paying attention. No. Garath, I don't think so. No, you're so new to the city. It's not any like overt faction.
Okay.
But you've got several names that you can go with. This person obviously is named Terrell O'Larson. They said Ramalia Haventry says hello. And now you've got this group called the Harpers. And you're
Also-
holding something. Remember, this guy pressed something in.
Yeah,
your-
yeah.
in your hand.
I was gonna ask to take a look at that before he walked up, but also I want to really analyze this dude. I do not want to forget what he looks like.
Okay, he's not really attempting to hide his face. It's a dwarf with sort of like a deep chestnut beard that's similarly like decorated as everybody's is. But yeah, you get a good eyeful of his face, and you feel like you could pick him out of a lineup.
Okay, tight.
He's got, you know what he's got? He's got two bolts of like bright white hair at his temples that sort of like run back into his
Badass.
hair. Very distinctive.
Like Polgara.
A little bit, yeah.
That's a deep cut reference.
Yeah, it's
Anyway.
the Bulgarian by David Eddings. I've read it.
Can I look at the parchment before he scurries off?
No, he's gonna dip pretty quick. But I will let you look at the parchment, obviously, because you're.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna try to do it as subtly as possible. I don't want anyone to be like, "Hey, what you reading?"
Okay, so sort of standing between these pillars, you're in this spot of like not necessarily like a lot of attention is being drawn to you, and like a kid in high school looking at a note, trying not to get the attention of a teacher, you sort of like unfurl this. Not even being an arcane person, you can see the title at the top of the scroll as soon as you unroll it, and it is a.
But I do not know what
But
it
he
says.
can't read.
Don't know what it says, so.
I open the parchment. And I'm like, shit! I was really hoping for a drawing of some sort.
I forgot you can't read.
Don't worry, everybody. This is all under control.
Gareth, you got to scroll, bud.
Fuck yeah. Okay.
All right, we're gonna cut back.
Yeah, I was gonna make my way over to the group anyway.
At this
You-
point, Cerulean would be getting worried if she hadn't seen or heard from Gareth.
Gareth, do you just want to join him?
Or I can also just be like,
I go up to Charlie and I'm like, excuse me. Or I go back into my hobo voice.
Okay.
Is this the temple tour group?
No. This is I'm so sorry. This is actually not a great time. Can I help you? Can I get one of these brothers to help you? Charlie is holding this like what you, Gareth, recognize as the robotic center of this hawk and is clearly perturbed. And Mel, Cerulean, and Arnold, you notice this like almost immediate shift in their persona as they shift.
like they're frustrated by someone? Because I got a 24 on insight.
Oh, you did? I'm so sorry. Yes. Yeah, they're clearly like frustrated and upset
At Nim.
at whatever Nim is. Yes.
I assume it's a person. She heard them say Nim, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Really quick, Cerulean, before you continue that, let me finish this thing. Gareth, Charlie says, no, like, can I get somebody to help you?
Yeah, I make eye contact with Arnold, who is still in his like uniform, right?
Yes.
I make eye contact with Arnold. I'm like, yeah, you sir, do you mind if I just wait for you to finish this and you help me, I'll stick around. I'll wait for you.
Oh, I'd be happy to help you. I'm just talking to Charlie. Oh, by the way, Charlie, I've never seen. I hate to say this. I don't want to embarrass myself. But I've never seen anyone of your persuasion, and by your persuasion, I mean like dragony, scaly-looking person. So I'd like.
Whoa!
I have questions about your. I just love it. I think it's incredible, and I'm an artist, is what I'm saying. Like outside, we creators, how we create stuff. I like to draw, and sometimes I like to draw characters like you. I just want to know, first of all, what are your pronouns, Charlie? Like, what are you like? What's your life like? I've never seen someone like you. This is interesting to me.
He's a lot younger than he looks.
Charlie, they, them, please. And way up in my family tree, somebody fucked a dragon. What are you gonna do?
Donkey.
So
Coolest thing I've ever heard of, Charlie. Would you mind if I were to ever make like a series of stories that were based on pictures, could I possibly use your image? Because it's so cool, by the way.
yeah, man, do it. Hey, we have to go for a walk because we have to talk in private.
Oh, like me and
Everybody, yeah. Charlie is talking to you as a group, and turns and walks away without necessarily specifying Garath if you should stay or go. So you can tag along.
Garath is tagging along.
Charlie leads you through this great hall, through a couple of doors. You pass like a mess hall. You pass the bathrooms, and then tucked into almost an alcove. There is a wrought iron spiral staircase that almost looks forgotten. It's in a very dark corner of the House of Inspired Hands. And Charlie leads the way up it, and it goes 4 full stories up without a landing or a break.
Tight.
Before ending in a squat hallway that Charlie themselves actually has to sort of like lean forward to like get through. And it is ended by a door punched into the wall. And Charlie hesitates in front of the door and says, listen, this is going to sound, this is going to sound crazy. It doesn't mean any harm, right? Like Nim's it's a good dude. Not really a dude. It's a good entity. It's not really an entity. It doesn't mean any harm. I got to tell you that like right off the jump. So like if it attacked you, I'm sorry. It's been a little restless lately. We've had to take some measures. You know what? Let me just show you.
Is it freaking nimble, right?
It presses to open the door, and then the handle stops. And all of your attention is focused on a brand new lock that has been installed on the door. And Charlie says, what? I didn't. Nim, hey! And slams against the door. Nim, did you lock this door? Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Critically Stupid Season 2. Thank you so much for being here. I'm really, really glad that you tuned in. Give me just a hot minute. I'll get you right back to the episode. We are, per usual, playing Waterdeep Dragon Heist, or should I say a growing looser by the day interpretation of Waterdeep Dragon Heist, written by Chris Perkins, Scott Fitzgerald Gray, Kim Mohan, and Michelle Carter. It is an official Dungeons & Dragons module. If you or any of your buds, your street youths, would like to get into D&D, I recommend going to dnd.wizards.com. Checking out all the great stuff there. They've got bicycles, they've got motorcycles, they've got tricycles, all of which go 70 miles per hour over the legal speed limit baseline. They're very fast. So check them out. Don't qualify for a license first. That's coward talk. We don't play that game here. As per usual, if you tweet us at CritStupid, you can end up as a character on the show. A character like Terrell O'Larson, who is named after our very own Peter Sean Terrell. That's at PS Tyrrell on Twitter. Peter Sean is great, a tremendous writer. You should definitely buy his book. the name of which I'm so sorry, Peter Sean, is escaping me right now.
Hey gang, sorry, really quick, just breaking in to say that is called The Oath and Blood Price by Peter Sean Tyrrell. I'm so sorry, Peter Sean, that I forgot. But yeah, that's The Oath and Blood Price by Peter Sean Tyrrell. You should check it out. It absolutely slaps ass. Okay, go ahead.
But rest assured, it's tremendous. Peter Sean, I am very sorry for the choices I made for your character voice. I in the spur of the moment, I did get caught up and made you sound like Batman. So you've got my apologies on that one. For season 2 and 3 of Critically Stupid, we're not quite sure when we're going to rock it. We're trying something new. All of the creators on the show are going to be sharing images for new episode drops on new episode weeks. So we'll have like little pictures of like some branded content with like a new episode or listening to. If you share that image and tag the show, your name will go into a pool to be a featured listener. What that means is that in the middle of the show, like right now, I will display your name, shout you out for listening to the show, and then if you are obviously working on a project or something that you think is really cool, I'll shout that out as well, which is great for you. It's a little bit of free promotion, and all you got to do is share an image and say how much you enjoy the show. So if you do that, I would greatly appreciate it. Just like I would also appreciate you subscribing to our YouTube channel. If you haven't yet, we're doing a big push trying to get to 1,000 subscribers so that we can get some branded content, get a little bit of money in to buy equipment, and subscribe to better recording software. So subscribe to the show if you haven't already. Recommend the show to a friend. Maybe you leave us a like or a review on Spotify if that's the medium that you listen to us the most in. We're trying to just sort of push up in the algorithm and get in front of new people who might like the show, like you, hopefully. So please do that. And that's it. That's all I got. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm really, really glad you're here, and I do love you very much. All right. Take it sleazy. Bye.
Hey, everybody. My name is Jeff, and I run the Big Campaign Stories podcast. Our story focuses on 4 people working at a repo company, trying to keep afloat among a corporate dystopia and crushing debt. The world is one that we have been playing in and working on for a long time. The current homebrew setting is played with Pathfinder 1st Edition rules, but with more of a modern feel to it. Think something like Blade Runner or Snow Crash, but with magic. We try to release every Thursday, and when we cannot, we come up with small side episodes focusing on each character to help expand the world and lore. So, if you like greasy breakfasts, people trying to pay bills, and the occasional Lovecraftian monster, give us a listen. Alright, thanks.
Nib, come here.
Do you mind if I give it a try?
Gareth, I'm gonna need a roll or something because this is.
Well, yeah, obviously
we're
this is me prompting to do a disabled device roll.
No. I'm
Or
gonna need
whatever.
something for you to convince Charlie to let you get in there because we're approaching something that's near and dear to Charlie's heart and harder to just like casually stroll into. So
Okay.
a deception, a persuasion, a charisma. What's up, Cerulean?
Can I assist him?
Yeah, you can do an alley-oop. Absolutely.
Okay. So Cerulean looks at the homeless man
Yeah, bum.
and looks at Charlie and says, "This guy, I have some friends. They own a manor down the road. And this
Oh, you're
guy
talking about
squats
Trollskull?
outside their what?
You talk about Trollskull? I heard.
Yeah. I see you
great
squatting
prices.
outside, and like, if Cerulean says you're cool, then like, and I've seen you guys talking, so like, if Cerulean says you're cool, you're probably cool." And looks at Charlie and says, "He's around all the time, according to my friend. So."
Listen, man, I'm going to be blunt. I don't have a place of residence, so I tend to borrow other people's a lot, and I kind of know my way around locks. If you would just let me give it a go.
All right, Gareth, give me persuasion with advantage.
Persuasion with advantage? Fuck yeah. First roll is a 11 plus 2 is a 13. Second roll is on the floor. Second roll is an 8 plus 2 is 10. So we're going to go with 13. So,
What's-
my bad. I chose that outcome, Katie. You're looking at me like I purposely chose.
No,
to
Katie
roll
got excited
8.
because she thought you were on the way to saying
Wait,
18.
screw it. Can
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna give him since you haven't said the
I have not said the result.
I'm gonna say I'll give him bardic inspiration. He can do a 1d6 like to add to that.
All right, Gareth, roll a d6. Throw it on
Just
there.
in case.
I feel like we're putting way too much on the line for this stupid fucking.
Of course
lock,
we are, but that's what we do here.
That's critically stupid, baby.
Hey,
Exactly.
4.
All right, so 16, right?
Yes.
All right. Yeah, Charlie. 17. Thank you.
17.
Charlie steps to the side and lets you get in there. Gareth, give me a sleight of hand check. Let's see if you can get through this lock.
Oh, hey, that's my highest. That's my highest modifier. Maybe I could do something.
Let's play to your strengths.
Holy
That's
shit! A
really-
natural 20.
Let's go.
No way, for
Yes!
real?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Oh, okay.
That's
Right in
The
amazing.
DC on that lock better not be higher than 20 or I'm
Right in the middle of my joke, like we're playing to people's strengths, like Cerulean and Charm Person. Okay, so Gareth, so you open this. So you open this lock and it is brand new, therefore really actually quite easy to open because all of the machinations are like greased. So you pick it no problem. And Charlie kicks it off the door and throws the door open. You are looking at a garroted workshop. Garroted being the shape of the roof above this House of Inspired Hands runs the length of this attic workshop. You see pieces of metal, boxes of cogs. There are pieces of paper with crudely sketched diagrams and figures stapled and nailed and taped to the wall, hanging from the ceiling, almost like birds of a feather. And sitting at a massive table along one huge window that is open is a creature of cog and bone, tapered at its legs and hands. And it turns and looks at you and almost like leaps backward as though afraid. And you can see it has, instead of a face, it's got a screen of black glass that is blank.
Right, like Daft Punk.
Does it look like a nimble right or no?
It is a nimble right, and Charlie
Can
roars
I-
in. Go
Sorry,
ahead, Gareth.
do you mind if I get a quick insight? Is it jumping back out of fright of us or of the explosive kick in of the door?
Give me the insight check. I will tell you it's difficult because this creature does not have a face. So you're going off of cold body language.
That is a great point.
Listen,
Because I
Sentient
killed its
nimble right?
bird thing.
Gareth, what you got?
Can I?
We can
I'm
move on.
sorry.
I
can
didn't
ask
know
a-
shit.
Mel?
Not Mel, Diana. Because I don't remember, and I'm sorry, my brain doesn't work. But what exactly is a nimble right?
Like an
So-
automaton?
A
Like a
nimble
robot?
right is the creature that you guys saw on the teleporter, that like the Slender Man of cog and bone. The one that you saw on the teleporter had a black glass face, but somebody had scratched like a crude child smile into it.
Nice.
That one blew up. That one exploded on the ship. There was another one on the rooftops that you saw that leapt towards this temple, fled to the north.
So they're just like little machine thing, little
They're
people?
they're machine people, for lack of a better term, for sure.
And everyone seems to know what these things
They're
are
not-
for a reason, or
They're not uncommon. Nimble rights are magical creatures that it's an infusion of magic and tech. So the body is cog and bone and scrap and salvage. The inspiration moving it is magic and thought and feeling. So it's really none of anything. It's not human, it's not a robot, it's somewhere in the middle. Gareth,
Thank you.
what did you roll?
Shit. 3.
I was gonna say, do you want to be more specific?
No,
Okay.
I said early, like move on. I didn't notice anything.
Okay.
Not a natural one, but not good.
So yeah, you have no idea. But Charlie bangs in and says, Nim, what is that lock doing on there now? You and I talked about putting a lock on. And Nim's, you see this creature's hands, which, its fingers are all like 6 to 8 inches long and very slender and dexterous as it starts signing furiously, a language that Charlie obviously can understand because Charlie waits and then says like, no. Let me stop you right there. That's fucking bullshit. Okay, I said you can go anywhere you want in this compound. And they kind of go back and forth before Charlie says like, okay, well, what about this? What do you have to say about this? And you all see Nim like hesitate and then resignedly resign, whatever that word is, sign an answer. And Charlie turns back to you and says, in sort of like a huff, okay, well, he says he was just having some fun. He said it was never meant. You guys didn't get hurt, did you?
Arnold just like, oh.
Our friend did.
Yeah. Our
Our
did
friend,
get
our
hurt.
friend, our friend did.
I saw someone who clearly destroyed that bird with their face and or hip. It wasn't me though. It was someone else who looked nothing like me.
You actually see the nimble right like sign furiously again, and then Charlie says, "Oh, it says it wasn't you guys. So, how did you find this heart?"
Oh,
the
Gareth
nimble
like
see
splashes
Mel?
water on his face to get the dirt off and goes, "It was me all along."
No,
Wait,
I
did the
had
nimble right
no
see Mel?
disguise. It was me. I got it. The nimble right must have seen me,
Oh,
right?
that's true. Yeah. Okay.
I'm not hiding. I
No,
got
you're
it.
just out there, bestie.
Yeah, cause fuck it.
Gareth is still dirty then. I'm still covered in dirt.
All right, Garath, you're still covered in dirt. Well done.
Yeah.
So I guess the nimble right signs again, and Charlie looks at the rapidly clicking fingers. It almost looks like Edward Scissorhands, these like sort of like bending dexterous fingers, and says like, okay, well, he says he's sorry and that he didn't mean to hurt you. I also am sorry, obviously, like you guys, nobody should ever be injured on temple grounds. I've spoken to him. I'll speak to him again. Sorry.
So Cerulean looks at Charlie and says, okay, I'm about to do something and I just need you to not freak out for like just a second. I didn't know if you were going to like try to murder me or what. And then she just snaps her fingers and she's hurt again.
Oh my God, who's that lady?
Oh yeah, Arnold also goes like, "What just happened? That's amazing."
Great minds work alike.
One of Charlie's eyebrows flickers upwards a little bit.
And I look at Charlie and I say, I'm sorry. I think, and I look at Mel and I say, hey, Mel, does Nim resemble the person that you saw on top of the building across from the manor when everything exploded?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not convinced that Nim didn't mean to cause harm, truthfully.
Next time Cerulean asks the question, it's gonna be in character voice, right? It's all good. Well, let's move past it. Charlie jumps in actually and says like, oh yeah, no, it wasn't Nim. He's got a spell on it. He can't leave the temple grounds. He got into some mischief a few weeks back, so like he can't leave. And Nim actually like extends an arm, and you can see like scratched into like the under bicep, almost like a tattoo, like scrawled across their cog and bone is an actual like spell written in like grease and soot.
What kind of mischief did Nim get into?
I guess Cerulean looks at Charlie and goes, now, is Nim a little bit different than the rest of his peers? Because he seems to have a specific emotional cognizance about him that I've not experienced with other of his peers.
Kind of crazy that you say that. Nim has no peers. He's the only nimble right in town. Like he's a gift from like a Latinese wizard. Stopped by the temple a few weeks back. It's sort of this whole like visiting dignitary thing, all of the hubbub and political. Our new patron, actually, Rainier Neverember, would be able to tell you more about that. I don't know shit about it, but like Nim was a gift, and he's the only nimble right in Waterdeep.
Yeah.
So
you just say Rainier Neverember?
I saw at least 2 of them on some fucking boat the other day. I was out bumming by the port like I do, and I saw a big explosion. There was at least one more.
No, you didn't. There's only one. It's just Nim.
Then it was
Um,
Nim that I saw on the roof.
So you see Charlie's face freeze for almost like a full 10 seconds.
Like an absence seizure.
And I don't know what that is. And Charlie turns to Nim, and you all hear their voice drop a full octave. And they growl at Nim. You and I spoke about this. And Nim throws himself backwards in, Nim throws himself backwards in the chair, and frantically starts gathering pieces of paper from the wall and ceiling and roofs and starts holding it in front of themselves almost like a barrier. But Charlie is advancing.
What's
And
on the
Charlie,
paper?
Charlie the baddie?
so on the paper
Charlie is
are
a baddie.
on the paper are diagrams, but they're all helter-skelter. They're like, this one looks like a beetle, that one looks like a humanoid, this one looks like a bird. Nim is clearly gathering like evidence of its own creation and holding it in front of itself, almost like a look, I made this. And you hear Charlie say, I said, if you ever create something again, I will lock you in this room. And Charlie extends a hand, and you see a bolt of ozone-scented lightning shatter some of the boxes on the side of this room, and peel them aside like so many pieces of Kleenex, and reveal a working workshop in the middle of this attic with like pieces of, Garath, you actually recognize it. This Nimblewright has somehow fashioned bits of the same machines that the priests are using downstairs.
Right.
There's a central area where like clearly it has been building stuff. Arnold and Mel, give me perception checks, please.
I hope I see more than bees this time.
I mean, same, but your dice are going to determine that more than me.
17.
Same,
Okay.
actually.
17. Okay. You both notice a handful of key details right away. Amidst these, this attic is scattered with diagrams and things that this creature has clearly like made and drawn. But surrounding this immediate area of creation of work are diagrams of Nimblewrights, of itself exploded into like almost Iron Man-esque like schematics. There are a handful of like legs that it built and discarded as like not good enough, and all of this sort of stuff. And Charlie sees this and goes fucking apeshit and starts yelling for the Black Thumbs to come up and starts like creating a commotion. The gist of which you get as like Charlie and Nim spoke about this, and like Nim has been creating stuff it wasn't supposed to.
Is it?
Can I ask Nim a question?
Are you
Sure.
Ultron?
What?
Are you Ultron?
Yeah, it's just
Oh.
Ultron at this point, right?
I mean, honestly, it does kind of seem like it's making a second body for itself without the rune on it, so that they can leave the premises.
Yeah.
I am just gonna look at Nim and Charlie and say, Charlie, hold on, just one second. Nim, did you make the necklace with the firestones on it?
Nim draws a question mark in the air with its thin fingers.
I cast Minor Illusion to just kind of show like what she's talking about, like the actual stones to show.
Arnold, don't you have the necklace on you?
Wait, I don't.
Nope,
I think
Garath does, and he is
Garath
not
does.
taking that sucker out.
that's
But
that's what I figured.
I wouldn't take it out.
I'm not gonna hold a bag of grenades and be like, these.
Yeah. So
Um,
I do like a QVC, like this is what we're this is the item that
This
we're
is
selling.
tonight's special.
Tonight's
All right.
special. Yeah.
So I look at Charlie and I say, Charlie, I don't mean to butt in where I shouldn't. This is obviously a
That's a lie.
family type matter. But I don't know that Nim is who we're looking for. Nim, do you promise that you didn't leave this room?
Do you pinky swear you didn't blow up
You
that building?
pinky,
Nimbus?
do you Edward Scissorhands swear?
Nim crosses its heart. But I'll tell you what.
Inside check.
No. Well, I'll give you this. Nim makes a gesture. It gestures at itself sort of like head to toe. And then it almost tries to pick up its silhouette and put it in front of it. And then
What?
mimes a dot smiley face where this other thing's face would be.
Are you talking like a second one? Like, is there more of you? Was like I definitely saw another one of you. Is there another one of you in the city?
Nim
talking to Nim.
snaps those long fingers and points at the dirty hobo.
And I elbow Arnold.
I look at Charlie. I'm like, see, I told you.
Charlie turns to Nim and says, You've been making other nimble rights? How many did you make? And meekly, Nim holds up 4 fingers.
Oh fuck!
And we've seen 3, right? We've seen
Factual.
2 explode, and then the one.
You've seen
On
one
the-
explode. You've seen one on the rooftop, and then you've seen Nim.
But he's made 4. So there's 2
Correct.
more. Okay.
Okay, Nim, I want you to be honest with me. Did
Um,
you tell them
Where?
to blow up the building, or was that just kind of like something they did?
He's sorry. Nim signs rapidly at Charlie, and Charlie translates because it's faster than the sort of like crude gesturing that Nim is capable of. And Charlie says, "It hasn't. It has no idea what you're talking about. What explosion?"
Do you remember that man that we were talking about earlier, Wolf Skull? Great prices, great deals. Would really go there anytime. There was some sort of building right across the street, massive explosion. They had to take care of people. They were very nice, very hospitalizing.
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 That's not a
Oh,
good
yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's Garath through and through, though, baby.
Actually, let's keep that in.
Looks at Charlie and says, well, there was a nimble right on the roof across from the Troll Skull Manor where I reside. And it threw something down from a necklace. And it looked like one of those magic meets tech. However, it was malicious because it blew up Cerellian's crown. Corellian's crown. Is it Corellians or Cerellians?
It's Corellian. You're Cerellian.
I have it written down. I didn't put the pronunciation. And it threw down a fireball necklace into Corellian's crown and blew the whole thing up, and it nearly took out every building on our street.
Charlie whips back to Nim and acidly asks, does this have anything to do with Lady Growlhund?
Lady who?
Lady Growlhund, Gralhund.
My favorite part is of these podcasts is when Alex says any name and then Katie lunges for her phone immediately.
Yeah, well, she's the one that remembers shit 3 episods later. So like,
Yeah,
who's
no,
laughing
I said
now?
it's my favorite part. Like, it's so great. It's helpful. I don't have to do work.
Charlie looks at you and sort of like sighs exasperately and says, okay, so the other day at one of the nobles of our, she said she was friends with our patron. I don't believe her, but she came through and asked if she could buy a nimble right. And I said, obviously no. And then I was like, we only have the one. And then she was like, well, what if you made more? And I was like, that's not a thing. Like, there's only one. So like, you can see my concern.
Cerulean describes the lady that she pulled out of the alley and brought into Troll Skull Manor, because she never gave me a name. I don't believe.
Gotcha. No, different person.
Not okay.
Speaking of Gareth, would I have any knowledge about Nimblewrights having come from a wizard village?
They're a pretty niche brand of like tech and magic.
I hate it here.
Gareth, I don't think so.
Okay.
You can correct me if I'm wrong. Your wizarding village sounds sort of like a straight up and down, like plain arcana. I don't know that you would come from the specific artificing background that this Nimblewright would have stemmed from.
I think if I want to come up with a specific type of wizard village, I should come up with it now and not in a location and scenario, which it would be super handy. Actually, no, I come from the Nimblewright wizard village.
It's actually crazy. Yeah, they make them all where I'm from.
Yeah.
No, because I wanted to see if I would have any knowledge of like, because from Garion real life understanding of Nimblewrights, they are built and then somebody kind of injects their magic brain into them to make them, conscious.
Sure.
Still stuck on injecting magic brain.
It's like heroin, but better.
Yeah, basically.
Bestie, there's nothing better.
Oh man.
That's the episode title. Let's go.
Welcome back to the Critically Stupid podcast, where we love drugs.
Drugs.
Anyway, Nim.
You're never living that down, Anthony.
Nim, I don't claim to know a lot about Nimblewrights, but and feel free, correct me, stop me if I'm wrong, but a wizard of sorts, needs to activate you, for lack of a better term. Are you able to do that same magic activation of the Nimblewright you create, or is that a third party? Hey, don't give him shit. I asked him a random off the fucking wall question. He's not gonna have an answer.
We
prepared.
expect an answer.
I love it. That's a baller question. I just need to be careful with my answer because like I'm sowing seeds for future episodes. Okay, Gareth. Nim signs at Charlie, slow at first, hesitantly at first, but picking up speed as it gets into this story. And Charlie translates as these multi-jointed fingers click and tap their story away.
As opposed to non-multi-jointed.
I was
say all
thinking, I'm
fingers
like,
are
do we not
multi-jointed.
all have multi-jointed fingers?
For a bunch of people whose lives reside in my hands, you give me a bunch of fucking shit.
Your
I agree
multi-jointed
with
hands.
Alex and everything he just said.
Thank you, Anthony. Anthony lives. You all get swallowed by a hurricane.
Anthony
It's fine, I've
stumbles
got,
upon
like,
a
30
million
back
gold.
It carries
Joke's on you.
Charlie.
Letting me die in a hurricane is the nicest thing you could do.
Charlie translates the story and says, from Nim's perspective, I build them. He breathes life into them. I've never seen his face. I've never spoken to him in person. We always communicate through letters. But I build them and I leave the window open. And the next morning, they are me.
That is the coolest, most ominous shit I've ever heard, Nim. Thank you.
Damn, do you know after he breathes life into them, do you know what happens to them?
Nim gestures again, and Charlie translates and says, they stay with me here for a while if I can control them. Sometimes he breathes too much life into them and they leave.
When you say they become me, I assume that means they just become moving like you. It's not a hive mind situation. You don't know where they all are at all
It's
times.
not like the Borg.
Yeah, Nim nods. It's not like a hive mind. It's just, the whatever Nim's expression of like
Sentience,
sentience is.
yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't suppose we have fantasy GPS trackers.
I was gonna
Bestie.
ask Nim, when you make them, do you include anything so you know where they might end up? Is there any way that we can find where they end up?
Bessie, I have built this entire episode around somebody asking that question, and I'm so fucking happy it was you. Nim holds up a finger to Charlie, sort of like forestalling the blistering stream of profanity and abradement that Charlie is throwing on this Nimblewright, and scoots over to a drawer in this desk and opens it and pulls out what appears to be a fantasy ice cream scooper.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's tall. It's like two hilts, and like a clicking handle, almost like a Bic lighter. But Nim clicks it, and a silver pole with a little cocktail umbrella pops up and whirs silently,
Like the little
like a little kitty
satellite.
like radar satellite situation.
Hell yeah.
And Nim puts it in both hands and holds it out to you.
Okay. I mean, I would take it and
Does it beep?
So Charlie, a little bit of back and forth between Nim and Charlie says that is apparently Nim built this as a Nimblewright detector. Pretty fucking glass, if you ask me. It's pretty cool. It's it whirs if you're close, and then if you're within 30 feet, it beeps.
I assume this is beeping then.
No.
Is
but
it
it's
on?
within 30 feet of Nim.
Nim has built this to track the other ones.
Okay.
Only the other one.
Excludes his signature.
Correct.
That was gonna be my next question. I was like, what is it? Some guy in a Nimblewright suit?
Hey, Arnold.
Hey. Oh, hey everyone. This is so cool. I
We
love the
don't
way
like to let Arnold talk.
Also, I'm a big fan of how his disguise voice is just Morty Smith from Rick and Morty.
Listen.
Oh, jeez, man.
I'm drunk and depressed. What do you want from me? I got
Title of Diana's
Why do you have
autobiography.
to steal my shtick?
I'm drunk and depressed. I was
We've
like,
already got drunk and
I have two
depressed. It
choices.
is the
Do I
title of
do-
my
Do I
autobiography.
do Diana's voice or do I do Morty Smith?
I wanted you to do mine.
No, so I mean, honestly, in this situation with the whirling, Arnold would just be like, "Woo, beep beep beep," beep, beep, and I'd be like, "Let's go find these robots."
Hell yeah.
Before you go, Cerulean's gonna look at Garath and say into his brain, did you find anything while you were, I'm gonna message him.
Yeah, no, but that was a metal as hell phrase, and I'd love to use that sort of like exclusively instead of like bullshit. Oh, I use a spell. I just want you to say I say into their brain.
Look at Garath and say, did you find anything else out when you were poking around? Oh, homeless man.
Yeah, I did, but I'm not too keen to show it in front of the dragon over there or the robot. I'll show you when we get back to the manor. It might
Did you
be
learn?
important. I don't know. It's not a drawing. Yeah, I actually do ask Charlie. I was like, hey man, I was trying to go, or hey, Charlie, I was trying to go to the bathroom earlier, and I assume an employee, real rough, grabbed me by the elbow. I kind of described the Terrell to him.
Yeah, Terrell O'Larson.
You kind of snitched.
You do.
I did kind of snitch, actually. I don't like that. Let's take that back. I don't like that snitch. We're
I mean-
rescinding that.
No,
All
I
right.
support the rescind because it's not really your, like, I don't feel your character would be a snitch.
No, Gareth isn't a snitch. Gareth, give me a clean cut of it. What do you tell Charlie?
Hey, Charlie. I'm hearing a lot of word on the street on one of the various ones I live on. Have you heard of I like pretend to like forget the name of Romalia? I did actually forget the name for real. though.
Haven Tree.
Haven Tree, but you
Um,
should say Haven Bush.
Yeah, Romalia Haven
he?
Bush.
Should he say that? He said it.
Charlie says You see Charlie's eyes light up, and they say, "Oh, yeah, I've met Lady Haventry. Haventry, I think is what you mean. She was at a function that Lord Neverember threw here. Like I was invited because like this is our temple, but like it was all like a bunch of muckety mucks. She seemed nice, I guess.
Yeah, no, I totally get it. I was invited too, but I did like they seemed stupid.
Yeah, you seem like somebody that merited an invitation.
This completely over Gareth's head. Oh, thanks, man. Thanks. Thanks, Charlie. I appreciate that.
And Charlie just said that they met at a function within the temple.
Yes, so that Rainier threw.
I'm sorry, what is Rainier Neverember's connection to the House of the Inspired Hands?
Rainier Neverember, as of 2.5 weeks ago, is our newest patron. I don't love it, but you guys understand we're a public temple that offers food and shelter to people who need it. We need donations and money. That happens in the form of patrons, through generous nobles and nobility through the city. And Lord Neverember approached us a few weeks back with an offer that we couldn't refuse. So he's our patron.
So why don't you like that?
Because generally I'm a tinker like you, you know, I like greasing it. I like working on stuff, and I don't love feeling like I need to politic up to people and like, you know, I'm just here to build shit.
Are you expected to give something in return to your patrons or to Rainier specifically?
He hasn't asked us for anything yet, but in history it's been known that, you know, like the temple will build custom machines or something that our patron asked us to work for. Our previous patron asked us for that. I don't know if you saw in the hall there that the Delver, the big lobster looking thing with the black glass cockpit, she asked us for that, but then she, I guess, ran out of funds. So yeah, we've been known to make stuff for people before. Lord Neverember hasn't asked us to make shit for him yet, but that's cool because like I'm working on my own shit and it's cooler than his. So
this could be just a total hypothetical, but he isn't asking for nimble rights, is he?
No, the only person that's asked for a nimble right is Lady Growlhund, which like the more I say it, the weirder that sounds, because like nobody's ever asked about Nim before, and then she just showed up like 2 days ago and like asked for one.
And it's super weird.
2 days ago.
It's so weird.
Okay, and I don't have any knowledge of Lady Growlhund.
No, that's a name foreign to all of you.
Almost like it's made up.
Okay, well, it's in my book, so like fuck you.
Yeah, well, okay, someone made it up at some point. Okay.
Yeah, Chris Perkins and Michelle Carter made it up, but like.
And the other two that you can never remember the names of?
Chris Perkins, Michelle Carter, Scott Fitzgerald Gray, and Kim Mohan. And I only say that because I had to record the mid-roll before we started recording, so don't give me that much credit. It's also on my one sheet here. All right.
Nim, why don't you have a face? Like the other one that I've seen, I saw another one that looks just like you.
You can't just ask people why they don't have faces.
Don't have a drawn-on face. And the only
Arnold, Nim advances towards you so fast that you don't actually see its legs move. And it reaches over its skull and peels back its black glass face. And you see a pair of burning red cogs that look almost aflame as they seethe in a face completely in motion of like cracked cogs and broken bits of machinery.
Hell yeah.
If he tries to kill you, I'm not stepping in.
I just immediately just said, like, I must paint you.
Like one of my French girls.
I want to paint you like one of my French girls. Yeah.
It closes its black glass mask and steps backwards.
I look at Nim and I say, do you want a face?
It shakes its head.
Okay.
And then mimes the smiley face on its own face.
Oh, that's cute.
Do you want a smiley face on your face?
I think he just said that he is happy. He doesn't need to look happy.
Title of my autobiography. Just kidding. I'm not happy, guys. That was a lie.
Title of someone else's biography.
All right, so I will say, as we break this scene, you guys have an important choice ahead of you, a fork in the road. You can pursue Lady Growlhund and whatever nimble right rumor that this person came and asked about, or you can take a look at Gareth's thing, which we can do in this episode.
I
Like, that can be
stare
how
at
we write.
Gareth's thing. Like I just like look
You-
right
you
at
do
him.
what?
Eyes on
Whoa.
his thing.
You doing?
It's
You,
the thing.
yo,
Talk about
2020.
best friends.
Yeah, let's go. No consent asked for or given.
maybe I should have been more careful with the holes I was putting in my cloak.
Should have been a little more discerning with those scissors. I
Personally, I vote.
fuck. I don't know how to word this now. I vote Garrett's thing. Fuck me.
I also vote.
I vote the
When
piece of
Gareth's thing
paper
fucks you,
crumbling.
like I vote that we go for Gareth's thing as well. Yes.
That's yeah.
I
it's-
vote that we investigate the piece of paper that was handed to Gareth.
You want to
I vote
investigate?
that-
We want to
Garrett's-
go
So-
after Gareth's junk, just like the rest of us. We get it.
Let's say this. You have all exited the House of Inspired Hands. You're standing in the courtyard. The sun is setting over Mount Waterdeep with the castle, and the evening is sort of like coming to a close.
Oh yeah,
Gareth.
the homeless man is like, all right, I'm just gonna like leave with these people.
We've adopted him.
So I vote. I think we're all agreed that we're going to the morgue, right? So
What about
Are
that
we-
piece of paper that you can't?
I
Piece of paper
assume
for
we're past
reasonable.
like the gate of the temple.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The street. So Gareth was like, oh yeah, someone grabbed me real rough, like, and gave me this piece of paper as well as some intense eye contact and a memory I'll never forget. And he hands the paper to Mel. He's like, I'm not gonna have much use of this, so if there's money in it, let me know.
What does the piece of paper say?
Mel, you unfurl this piece of paper. You see words printed in very careful, intentional lines. And right at the top of the scroll, as you unroll it, you see "Speak with the dead." And you
Is it a
open to
fucking
see
like tome?
you open to see a spell scroll.
Fuck yeah.